What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video, we are going to talk about how to grow a game collection in 2020. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Growing a video game collection can be very difficult, especially in times like now where you're not allowed to go out and social distancing is a thing that you want to practice. And coronavirus has kind of changed the way I game collect in 2020, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. Now, I've talked about a few different ways of how to game collect, but I think 2020 has been a whole nother beast of itself on when it comes to game collecting. It's hard to go out. There's not as many ways you can find games just because places are closed. Like some of the thrift stores in my area have been closed since March, and others are open, and I've gone out once or twice since then, and honestly right now is not the time to be going out. So I wanted to talk about that in this video. How to grow the collection in 2020 amidst all this wild and crazy stuff. So I've got about 5 tips here that I want to talk about and tell you guys how I have decided to kind of keep rolling and be able to not spend too much money, but also be able to grow the collection and have a ton of fun. So the first thing we're going to talk about is knowing prices. And this is something that you could talk to 5 different people and they're going to tell you 5 different ways of how they figure out the prices. Now, what I like to do is do about 3 things. Now, you've got to know that one site is not the best place to find prices. Now, there's places like pricecharting.com that are really great and work well. However, if you're going to sell on, say, eBay, the prices on price charting may not be exactly where you need them to be, and so what I say is go from site to site. So if you're going to sell on eBay perchance and you've got price charting saying a game is worth $30, you look on Mercari and you see that it's selling for $25, and then you look on eBay and it says $27. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take that Mercari price of $25? Are you going to take the price charting price of $30? Or do you go with the average price of $27 on eBay? Well, it just depends on where you're selling it. If you're going to sell it on eBay and you bought it for, say, $5 to $10, $27 is a good deal. So go ahead and list it on eBay for $27. And that's a good deal. Or maybe you're buying and not selling, and it's the same way. If you see a game for $30 on price charting, $27 on eBay, and $25 on Mercari, go ahead and go to Mercari and buy it. You'll save $2 or $5 or whatever the price is. And you can also do your research. So go on eBay and say, okay, what is this game selling for? How are they listed? Maybe I could find one for $20 or $22. Same thing for Mercari. Just look around. Don't just find the first game that you find that's under that price charting of $30. Maybe you can find it for $20. So that's what I think. Know the prices, which will help build a perfect foundation, whether it's you're buying and you're wanting to save money or you're wanting to sell and make money. It just depends. Maybe if you were going to sell a game and on Mercari it was $25 and eBay it was $27, you're going to want to sell it on eBay because, well, you're going to get more profit out of it, with not counting all the fees and whatnot. That's a whole different ballgame, but purely on the prices, that's what it is. Next console is, or next kind of idea, advice is find out what console to buy for. Now, you're not going to go ahead and go out and say, I've got $40 and I want games, and you're not going to go and buy an Xbox One if you're going to want to buy multiple games. Unless you buy them used, and yeah, whatever. But, so think about it like this. Go and buy Nintendo 64 games. You could buy probably 3 or 4 good games for $40. Now, I know there's some games that are worth more than that, but I'm saying as a good foundation starter, you don't have to have all those expensive games. Just have games that are cheap and that are fun to play and that you will enjoy. Honestly, that's what this is all about. Your collection is all about games you will enjoy. So that is one thing that I want to say is go ahead and always be figuring out what console you want to play on. If you want a console to take on the go and you're looking at an Xbox One, that's not going to work out. But if you're looking for a 4K experience with Blu-ray and stuff like that, an Xbox is probably a good way for you to go. And so I think that is the second kind of obstacle that people run into. They don't know what to pick up, and they end up just picking up everything, and they don't have the console, or maybe that's not something they would enjoy. And so if you're gonna pick up stuff, and this is purely for your collection, go ahead and find what you want to play. That could be hard. Maybe you're an Xbox fan and you don't want to pick up a PS4. That's perfectly fine. But find out what works for you and what you will enjoy at the end of the day. Next is always look for bundles. I have made so much money or have found so much stuff for a discounted price because there was a bundle. So the most recent bundle I've talked about on this channel is this Xbox bundle with about 40 games. I want to say it was like 36 to be exact. The console and a few controllers. Well, there's a bunch of games in there that I don't have in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and keep those and put them in the collection down here, and then the rest of them I will sell off with that Xbox. So what does that mean? That means I got games in my collection and I sold the system and the other games, and I was able to do it at a relatively cheap or free cost. Maybe I'll make some money on that, depends on how I sell it off. But bundles are the way to go. You can get the console, you can get games, and maybe you'll get games in that bundle that you won't want. You can sell them. And that leads me into the next one. Sell games that you won't play. Now obviously there's games behind me that I'm not going to play, but those usually have come in from a bundle or something like that. They're not games that I've sought out to buy, but maybe I'll play them once or twice and put them on the shelf. It just depends on what it is. Now there are a ton of games that I maybe won't play for a year or two, just because they're in my backlog and whatever. I'm gonna play those, so they're gonna be here. But what I'm saying is sell games that you won't play. So if you get a, let's say a Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you play it and you're like, okay, I don't like this. For whatever reason, I'm just picking that game as just a standing point. You could sell that off and make money. Maybe you paid 40 bucks for it. Maybe you could sell it for 50. You made 10 bucks and you're good on that. Maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe you bought something like Mario Kart Wii. Maybe you had fun with it, but you don't have anyone to play it with, so it's just not as fun by yourself. So it's still fun and whatever, but it's not as fun if you don't have other people to play. So maybe you'll sell that. Maybe you picked it up for 5 bucks at a thrift store, and now you can sell it for 25 bucks. Totally worth it. Sell games that you won't play, because what does that do? That gives you money to put in your game fund in order to get games that you will play. Because really that's what this is all about. Now if you're collecting to collect and not play games and you're just looking to put them on the shelves, that's okay. I'm not dissing that. But if you really want to play the games, get games that you're going to play. So I've got a good example of this is sealed games. I don't tend to buy sealed games. I have a few in my collection, but that's because I bought them at a really good deal or they came in a bundle or something like that. And I knew I'm not going to open these games, so I'm going to have them there. So like I've got some back behind me, some NES ones that are still sealed, like that Metroid and that Paperboy. I'm never going to open those, but I already have those games, so for me, I'm going to keep those. Now, if I wanted to make money fast and be able to grow my collection at an exponential rate, I could sell both of those games and make quite a bit of money. So that's what I'm saying. Sell games that you won't play. But if you buy a game and you necessarily know you're not going to play it, that's okay too. I just wanted to talk about that. Don't keep games in your collection that you're just not going to use. And the last thing I'm going to say is a very broad, very vague thing, and that's always be looking. Whether or not that's sitting at home on your cell phone, going through Facebook, Craigslist, however you do it, you can do it. Mercari, eBay, even Instagram, people sell on Instagram. Check where games are being sold and always be looking. Whether or not that's in person or online, right now it's online for the most part. Now you can go into some stores, but it's not the safest. So I think you should probably just stay safe and stay home. But you can always be looking online. Maybe you're looking for a copy of Super Mario RPG on the SNES, and you've got about $40 to $45 to spend, but you only see them for $50 to $60 right now. Well, maybe if you keep looking, in a week or two, someone will list it for 40 bucks, and then you've saved yourself $15 to $20, and you're happy because you got the game you wanted at a discount, and it's totally worth it. So always, always, always be looking, because that is something that helps me, and that also helps you with some of the other things, like knowing the prices. If you're always looking for Super Mario RPG and you have $40, you may realize that $40 in a month isn't gonna buy you this game. Maybe you have to have 50. It just depends on the game and all that. So this kind of thing, always be looking, kind of ties in to the start. It's just going to give you the knowledge that you need. So with that being said, I want to know what you guys think. What are you doing to grow your collection in 2020? It's some weird times, and honestly, it's hard to go out and game hunt, especially if you want to be safe and all that. So online is kind of where I've been doing most of my stuff, but that's just worked out for me. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below and let me know. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you know when I post more videos. This is every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And one more time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay safe, wear a mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands, stay 6 feet away from each other, all that good stuff. Make sure you and your family stay safe. And one more time, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you have a good day.